Welcome to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Thank you for tuning in this episode of The Real, taking time out of your day to come watch this episode. I really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe for me. I'd really appreciate that as well. That's the best way you can support this channel and help me grow my content and grow this channel to where I'd like it to be. Everybody hit the like button for me on the way in on this video today. That also helps promote this video more in the algorithms, helps grow this channel more as well. Please share this content. I would really appreciate that. My guests would as well. If you would please share this episode with someone you know that maybe is interested in the topic we're talking about today. Please leave a comment below as well. We'd love to hear your guys' feedback. You can interact with myself and the guest on the panel and the live chat as well. Whatever we're talking about, just leave a comment there in the live chat. Pop in and say hello. We'll put it on the screen for you. And yeah, without further ado, let's get to the show. Welcome back to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday. It's rainy here in Ohio, but hope you guys, it's sunshine where you are, wherever you're watching this from. Like I said, if you're new here, please like, subscribe, and share. I'd really appreciate that. Yeah, great show today. Shout out my man Humble. He said my dogs. Shout out to you, Humble. Humble's going to be at the Cavs game. I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday. He'll be at game 2, so I'm sure Humble will be the loudest person in the building. That is for sure. Shout out to Humble. But yeah, as you see, I'm here today to discuss the Cavs. Got my Cavs hat on, and take a break from all the other stuff, take a break from the NFL draft and all the Brown stuff finally. So I haven't really been able to talk a whole lot of Cavs basketball. And the Cavs right now just absolutely just demolished the Miami Heat, swept them, and now are going up against the Indiana Pacers here in round 2. Game 1 is tomorrow night at home in Cleveland for game 1. And so the Indiana Pacers and the Cavs played 4 times this year. Now, 2 of those matchups, key players were out the last 2 games they played in, I believe it was April. Key players were out for both teams, especially the Cavs. So I don't really count those 2 games. I don't think anybody does. Now, the other 2 matchups, they played each other in back-to-back games in January. And so game 1, the Cavs lost that game at home. 2 days later, the Cavs played them in Indiana and won that game. So technically, they're 1-1. Now, there's some keys and things I think you should point out in those games. The first game the Cavs played at home against Indiana when they lost, Tyrese Haliburton got hurt in that game, did not play in the second game. Second game, Donovan Mitchell won off for 35 points. The Cavs beat him pretty handily in Indiana. And so both these teams kind of, when they played each other, the last 2 games, nobody really played for the Cavs. Teams are resting players. And in the other 2 games, one of their bigger players was hurt. In the first game, the Cavs, this is a big point for the Cavs, this was pre-DeAndre Hunter, pre that trade. And so DeAndre Hunter was not on the team yet when these 2 teams played. I'm asked, Tune, how much of an X factor does that make in this series? I can't hear his opinion on that. But fascinating, though. But again, the lead man for the 2 lead men, the 2 head of the snake for the Indiana Pacers, obviously Pascal Siakam, 20.6 rebounds, leads them in points and rebounds for the season. And Tyrese Haliburton, who's an all-star, leads the team with 9 assists, a bigger guard. We know what he can do. And so I'm really interested in the series. Indiana always plays the Cavs tough. It's a divisional rival. Indiana's a tough place to play. Obviously, Cleveland's a tough place to play. So this is going to be a really good series, I think. I think Indiana, I think they're a little bigger than us in the backcourt in some areas, obviously. But I think in the front court, we match up with them pretty well. They got Siakam and Turner. Also, we got Mobley and Allen. It's so, and Humble's already in the chat. He said, I'm so happy, bro. What it would take to get you at a game with me, bro. I think we win in 6. So Humble thinks we win in 6. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a tougher series than people may think. That's why I put in the comments, do you guys think the Cavs will just cruise right past the Indiana Pacers? Or do you think it'll be a tougher series? I think it's going to be a physical series. I think Hummel says 6 because DG's hurt. And that's another question, Darius Garland's health. Did not play the last 2 games against Miami with the toe injury and practice, non-contact practice last week as well. So I don't know if they ramped him up this week or not. Maybe TuneIn will have something more for us on that. So that's why I want to get my man up here today, TuneInSports. If you guys haven't subscribed to him already, go subscribe. Best Cavs content creator out there, in my opinion. He really knows the Cavs in and out, keeps up with it day to day. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know much. I mean, I know a lot about these two teams, but I don't keep up as much as TuneNSports. That's why I want them up here today. So to break it down for you guys, and because we've been talking a lot about the NFL draft and other things, Belichick. Talk about that. Did they go check out that video? If you haven't seen that video with Bill Belichick, we break down that whole situation, that whole fiasco. But anyways, joining me now is the man, the myth, the legend, Tune In Sports. Tune in. Thanks for joining me today, brother.
What's going on, man? Appreciate you for having me. As always, man. Appreciate
For
you.
sure. I appreciate you for taking time to come up here. Tune in. I'll start with this. First question I got for you on this series. What are the keys to victory for the Cavs, you think, from a team standpoint, that you see in this series?
Well, for one, I think the Cavaliers gotta, focus on slowing down because the Pacers is they are a fast team, right? They like to play at a faster pace,
Yeah.
just like the Cavs. I think slowing that down since the Pacers do like to play fast, slowing them down. Um, and limiting Tyrese Haliburton, man. Tyrese Haliburton is an excellent guard, man. I know a lot of people, not a lot of people, but it was a survey that came out, I think, saying he was overrated. I don't think Tyrese is overrated, man. I think Tyrese is a great guard, man. I mean, you to do what he do, you can't be overrated, man. The assist rate and not having no turnover, not having that many turnovers or creating the assist generating offense without turning the ball over. I think that's pretty impressive for him. He as a point guard, he's definitely a point guard. But yeah, I think the key to being this Pacers team is slowing them down, stopping that transition play, man, and obviously taking advantage of mismatches, of the Indiana Pacers, man. I think both teams are similar, when you look at it, man. They like to play fast. We can play fast. I think Pacers ranked us, I believe, seventh. And we was six. I think we was six at one time in pace. And then that we finished 10th, obviously. But the Pacers are play at a little faster pace. Both teams can score the ball, obviously, man. I think we do a little better. Um, both teams can shoot the three. I think we do it a lot better though. And both teams definitely like to move the ball. And the Pacers definitely do a good job at moving the ball as well, man. So for me, I just think just trying to, take advantage of the mismatches, limit Tyrese Halliburton, um, limit, slow down they transition buckets, and if they do happen to, try to press us, man, try to be ready for that. And DG health, that's also a key victory for the Cavs. Is DG going to be available? That's another unknown, right?
Right. Yeah. I never heard anything about his status yet. Have you heard anything about Darius Garland's status?
No, they just said that he participated I think in practice, but they say he's still like it's just an unknown for game one. Like we do not know because of that, the status of his toe. But they did say the last time I checked, they did say he participated in practice on Friday. But yeah, he's an unknown for game one. That I think that's one of the keys. I do think that we can win without DG, but obviously DG impacts his team. But yeah, it's an unknown right now for game one. I hope,
Yeah.
but
Well, yeah, and he's had probably what about a week off, so over a week off, I would think. Yeah, he's had over a week off, so I think he should be fine if he starts to practice. We hope, but like you said though, if he doesn't play, I still think Ty Jerome can hold it down for 1 or 2 games. But obviously, you want DG out there because it gives you more depth off the bench. You move Jerome off the bench, and I think that'll be something a key to this series is the bench score. We'll get into that in a minute, but one of the key things I think is important is rebounding. And I go look at the reason why I say that is because I look at the first 2 games, and obviously Halliburton didn't play that second game, like I mentioned. And then the first game, we didn't have DeAndre Hunter in either of those games. This is pre DeAndre Hunter trade. Both teams played at full strength. Guys weren't resting. Right, this is in January. So that first game, the Pacers won. They beat us in the rebounding 50-44, and had more offensive rebounds than us. I think they had 9 that game. And game two, the Cavs won the rebounding battle 49-37, and they had 14 offensive rebounds that game. And so I think the rebounding to me and the turnovers, it was just the two things I always look at in any game, in any series. But I think especially in this one, because I think, like you said, the teams are pretty matched up in a lot of ways evenly. I think it's going to come down to the fundamentals. That's what it always comes down to, in my opinion, with teams like this in a divisional rival game. It's going to be scrappy. It's going to be physical. Indiana's obviously got some great players that can match up with ours. And so I think you look both of those front courts with Siakam and Turner versus Mobley and Allen. To me, the rebound is going to be a huge factor in all these games. I think if whoever wins the rebounding battle and the turnover battle, I think will win the games that night.
Yeah, I think we could get them on a rebounder, man. I know we can get them on a rebounder, man. I know Jared Allen going to come with it, man. Jared Allen, we are pretty similar in rebounding. But as far as the offensive rebounding goes, I think we pretty better than them at that. But yeah, I trust our bigs. I know they have the guards, like you said. The guards is as far as the guards go, they bigger and probably get a rebound with us with the guard play. But our front court definitely can impact on that way, man. For the rebounding. I don't want to like overlook this Pacers team, man, but
Right.
I just I think it's gonna be competitive. I guess I'm being a little biased. Just going by what I saw last round, man. It's hard for me to really have any like type of major concern. Just if the Cavs can do what they did last series, and of course this is a different team. We can't
Right.
compare Miami and Indiana Pacers. They have a lot more players that they utilize, but I just think what I saw last round, man, I don't know, man. It looks scary, man.
Yeah, it
It's just
does look
hard.
scary, and that's
It's
like I said on
hard.
your show. I don't know. It's really hard to see a team beating this team 4 times in 7 games right now, the way they looked last series. But definitely better competition this series. Uh, my next question for you, though, I brought up earlier, DeAndre Hunter was not on the Cavs obviously those first 2 games when both teams were at full strength. Nobody was resting, right? And so that's the only 2 games we had really a glimpse of this matchup this year. Um, how much of an X factor do you think DeAndre Hunter is now for this Cavs team in this series, particular against the Indiana Pacers, who have some? You obviously got Pascal Siakam. They got the kid off the bench. What is it? Benedict Matherin. Is that how you say his
Yeah,
name?
yeah. Matherin, yep, Matherin.
Matherin. And then I look at the rest of the
Ben
roster
Shepherd.
here. They got some guys. Yeah, Nesmith. I mean, they got some guys that could score on the wing. You got Obi Toppin off the bench. I mean, how much of an X factor, excuse me, do you think DeAndre Hunter is in this series?
Um, I think he's big. Like we said already, he's them as a piece. Now, for me, I don't think he's the X factor, but he's definitely could be one of the X factors because of what he provide on a defensive end. Maybe if you want to throw him on a Tyrese Halliburton or any of them guys off the bench as well, man. But I think when you think about it, you replace Cass LeVert and George Niang for DeAndre Hunter. That is a major upgrade, man, because what Hunter makes up for the inconsistency from Cass LeVert, the defense from George Niang. Hunter he's actually been killing it going by last round, man. He's been excellent from the three, man. Um, he don't need to play with confidence because he already got the confidence, man. So his 3-point shot, and we talked about this before, like just his ability to shoot over people, like. And with DG being out, we was able to go to Hunter more and see what Hunter could do. I mean, we know what Hunter do, but we was able to give him more touches with DG being out. So if DG is some way out, I trust Hunter will come to play. I think we have the advantage in that when it comes. I think both teams have great benches, but I just think with Hunter along with Ty Jerome coming off your bench, that's a difference maker. You have 2 6 man a year candidates coming off your bench that can put the ball in the hoop and get their own shots and defend, of course, man. I like Hunter. He's not my X factor, but he could be an X factor in the series.
Yeah, I just was wondering your opinion on that because obviously he wasn't on the Cavs team. And again, if, maybe I'm confused. 619 says, "What are you talking about?" We're talking about the Cavs versus Indiana Pacers. Um, so maybe maybe he got confused by. I mean, his name is I'm confused. So I don't know.
Yeah,
What do you?
shout
Shout
out
out to you. I appreciate for
shout
tuning
out to
in there.
you, man.
Shout out to you though. But no, like the Cavs played the Pacers 4 times this year. The last 2 games, the Cavs rested players, right? I looked that up. And I always remember that was like a month ago. And so the Cavs were not at full strength. And I think the Pacers rested players too, if I'm not mistaken. Or did they play up for their full guys those last 2 games?
The okay, so in this case, man, regular season don't matter, man. Like you
Right.
said, man, we really didn't get a real
Yeah, we didn't get a real
contextual game.
glimpse because
Yeah, with Hunter and
the
everybody.
back-to-back games in January when both teams were considered at full strength, DeAndre Hunter was not on the team. So that's why I wonder how much of an X factor is he maybe in this matchup. But well, like you said though, you expect him to show up and show out.
Yeah, like that them last 2 games. The last game, of course, Haliburton and them guys they did not play. Miles Turner, I think, played for a little bit. Obi Toppin played in that game, so they played a little bit, and it was most of the 2-way guys and some of the bench guys that played. That's the game that Tristan Thompson was dominating on the boards, of course. But
Of
the
course, man.
game before that, I think Tyrese and them did play, and that's the game that they struggled like with our B team and we really challenged them. They were struggling with our B team because our guys had set. Um, and that was the game I think they beat us to clinch home court advantage. That was the game they won, the clinch home court advantage. I think that was the game.
I just, yeah, you're right. And I'm just laughing because I see Humble in the chat. Shout out to Humble. He said, Joe, don't know. I know basketball too. Shaking my head. LOL. Shout out to Humble. We
Shout out
love
to Hubble,
Humble.
man.
Humble said, shout out Hunter. He's going to cook the small forwards and Indies bench or starters. Tell him, Tune. He's that nice.
Oh yeah. He's not. I mean, I don't. What's understood, don't have to be explained. We know what Hunter means to this team, man, and him having
Yeah,
the help of Mobley and Allen, and even help, and even probably helping unlock Mobley and Allen. Him
right.
being in the lineup with them.
My next one I got for you is Tyrese Haliburton. Has he been cold from the field this playoffs? Tyrese Haliburton, the first series against the Milwaukee Bucks, Tune. He shot 42% from the field goal, from the field, only 26% from three. How do you think the Cavs really can keep him neutralized? I mean, he had some games where he scored 20 plus more points, still impacted the game with his rebounding and assists. So he's obviously a multiple player, even if his shot's not there, he's not scoring the ball effectively. But um, my 2-part here: how do the Cavs keep him neutralized, and does he really need to score a whole lot to beat this Cavs team?
Well, Tyrese, how he's one of them guys. He can get going. You might have he's streaky, a streaky shooter, but I think the Cavs. Who are you going to put on Tyrese Haliburton? How do you want to start out on Haliburton? Because we run. I'm assuming DZ plays, but it might be like what's the star lineup? Is it going to
If you
be
got Garland, Mitchell, Struess, and then the front core with Evan and Allen, I mean, so you're looking between Struess, Mitchell, and Garland.
right?
I mean, who's the rest of their lineup for Indiana? They got Haliburton. Obviously, their front court is Siakam and Turner, so as we match up there. Who's
They
the
got
rest? Is it Nesmith and
Nimhart,
Nemhard? So
right?
I think you could. Yeah, that's tough because I mean Nesmith is 6'6", but he's just what is he? He's more of a specialist, more of a shooter, right?
Yeah, play defense. Good shoot. We
Yeah,
can get in the mid range too, but yeah.
yeah, he could score a little bit. Yeah, that's tough because I think that's that's the one matchup I'm really concerned about, and is Haliburton and his size. That's why I say he's cold from. He was somewhat cold against Milwaukee, only 42% from the field, 26% from three. But against the Cavs, though, could he really get going? And like you just said, what's the matchup? And I look at the matchup here between Garland, Mitchell, and Struess. Out of those three, I'll be honest, dude, I don't like any of them guarding him. I
But
really
hold up,
don't.
but we know Kenny. We know Kenny Atkinson. he's gonna probably go with his guys. He loves Hunter coming off the bench
I
with
would
Ty
say
Jerome.
out of those three, I would have to say Struess,
Yeah,
and I
true.
think you put
That makes
Mitchell.
sense.
You put Mitchell on Nesmith, and then you put Garland on Nembhard. That's how I would match it up.
So start shoots out on Tyrese Halliburton. Okay.
And I think
Um.
Mitchell's a better defender than Garland. I think he has this playoffs as well. Mitchell's been actually pretty good from defensively these
Yeah,
playoffs, in my
Donovan. Yeah,
opinion.
Donovan. Pretty good.
So I would put Mitchell on Nesmith because I think they'll be looking to get him the ball too when he's spotted up for three, and that could be where Mitchell can get in the passing lanes. So I'm kind of thinking from that standpoint, where can I make Mitchell a playmaker on defense because he's really good in the passing lanes. Not a on ball defender, he's okay. In the passing lanes though, he's obviously he's long, he's cat quick. So yeah, that's probably how I would match it up. So what do you think of Struess then versus Halliburton if that's what you would do?
Well, yeah, you put shoots on Halliburton. To try to pressure him, man. But I think Halliburton. I think what he want to do. And as you can see, like with his assist ratio, man, I think he wants to pass the ball. It's sort of like Jokic, right? Not that the two are like the same, but like he's effective when he's passing the ball, man. You look at the assist total this man be having. This man be having like
Yeah.
15, 18 assists. Like the way he generate, getting his teammates open and generate offense, just
He's
passing the
averaging
ball.
11 assists so far these playoffs.
Yeah, he wants to pass, man. He can score. We see what he did,
Yeah.
especially in the cuts to Giannis. Like he can, he'll get them buckets. But I think they're gonna try, to try to break down our defense, man, and looking for the open man. I think he want to pass the ball, but I'm not. I'm not. I don't think I'm not too worried with Tyrese from the scoring. I think him passing the ball. If we could if we can make it maybe turn the ball over, limit him in other ways, man. Or would
Yeah.
you make? Or would you? Go ahead. Say what you about to say.
Well, I the reason why I asked this because I look at that matchup. I think he's the X factor to me for them because, like I
Yeah.
said, he still averaged 17.6 points a game in that series, so it wasn't like he was terrible,
No.
but he didn't shoot it efficiently. You look at 42% from field goal. That's okay first. For his caliber. Then you look at 26% from three. Obviously, want to be a little better there, but um, I just look at this series and this matchup, and like I said, those three guys the Cavs have out there are smaller, in my opinion, and none of the three are great defenders. I think Struess is probably the best out of three, just because fundamentally I think he's the best, and he's a little bigger, and he's comes from that grew up in that Miami defensive system, brought that over to the Cavs, and he plays really hard. He does a lot of extra things. I like Struess as a player a lot, but I just look at Haliburton if he's trying to really get off in the series because their front court with Siakam and Turner and Siakam was the leading scorer the last series with 20 basically 19.8 to 20. And then their third leading scorer was Turner. But I think Siakam and Turner neutralized with Allen and Mobley because I think those two, they match up really well with their front court. So I look at
Hmm.
Haliburton as the guy that could be the X factor for them. And if he was somewhat inefficient the last series in terms of just his efficiency. Uh, this could be the series where he could really turn it up and take off and maybe score a lot more. But does he need to score a lot? That's why I asked that question. Or does he need to score a lot for them to be effective? Because obviously his game, like you said, is more of a pass first guy. But I think in this matchup, I think he probably has to be their leading scorer because I think
Hmm.
he has the biggest advantage.
Well, yeah, you gotta take advantage of the advantage. I think him and obviously Siakam is the two players to watch out for. I think Siakam could take advantage also, trying to get mismatches because we have the smaller players like you mentioned, maybe get a mismatch if we switch or goes on whatever we choose to do, which I believe we will do. Siakam will take advantage with the mismatch because we know Siakam. I think Siakam is the leading scorer, so he's going to get going in the mid
Yeah.
range.
Yeah, and that's one thing too. Or having those three smaller guards out there. I mean, Struz is 6'5", but he's a shooting guard in my opinion.
Yeah,
He
yeah
can
pretty.
play the three in certain lineups, But what are you gonna say?
No. I'm gonna agree with you. I was like, he's a guard, but hey, they call him a wing, so you know.
Yeah, yeah. But I think, and Siakam can handle the ball a little bit too.
Yeah.
And so that's another worry I have for the Cavs in this series is, if I were the Pacers, I would give Siakam the ball out on the wing, and whoever one of our guards is guarding, I would just come have that player come set the screen. Let's say it's Mitchell guarding Nesmith, or if it's Darius guarding Nembhard, I would have them come set the screen, or even if it's Haliburton and getting guarded by Strus, have that player come set the screen for Siakam, see if you get the switch, because the Cavs do like to switch a lot. And now you got Siakam going downhill with a smaller guy on him where he could turn and back him down. I think
Hmm.
that could be an X factor in the series too for the Pacers. And I think this is why I think the Cavs have to win the rebounding battle and get as many possessions as possible. But I think too, if I'm Kenny Atkinson, I may consider throwing a little zone out there in this series.
Say that again.
If I'm Kenny Atkinson, I may consider throwing a little zone in this series as
Oh
well,
yeah.
which we
Yeah.
haven't seen
He's
a
gonna mix
lot.
it up.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to throw. I would say probably a 1-3-1 zone, maybe, and try to funnel them to the corner shots, maybe. But depending on who they have out there, or maybe you can run a three or maybe a 2-3 somewhere in there. Um, I think he might
I
have to
think
go a
both
little
teams gonna
more
run
zone.
zone.
Yeah, yeah. I think the Cavs might have to run zone because from a man-to-man standpoint, I just don't like some of these matchups for us defensively
No, yeah,
with our
yeah.
starting lineup. I mean, he's going to have to. Which goes to my next question. When we talk about the bench mob, I call it the bench mob for each team. Our bench versus their bench. Obviously, our bench is led by not Tyrese Haliburton, excuse me,
Todd Jerome, yeah.
Ty Jerome, and DeAndre Hunter, the Virginia boys. And also, our bench also features Sam Merrill, Isaac Okoro, Dean Wade. Their bench though is their top three guys: Obi Toppin, T.J. McConnell, and then Benedict Mathurin, who we talked about, who averaged 16 this year. Um, we'll start here with the benches. How do you think these benches match up with each other? And I'm assuming you think the Cavs bench will have the advantage in this series, right?
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
We got one of the best benches. We had one of the best like top five benches all year. So yeah, I like our bench. I think both teams are like pretty deep when it comes to the bench. They have Walker over there. Walker is a guy that you might see in the series, being thrown out there in the front court. Ben Shepherd is another guy who's a 3-and-D guy. I remember seeing him play against us in the regular season. They were using him and I think Nemhard and the rest of them guys in the full court press. So Ben Shepherd is another name to look out for. He's one of them guys that plays defense. So yeah, he's one of them 3-and-D guys. Who else we had? Obi Toppin, yeah. Obi
Obi
Toppin,
Toppin, and then obviously Benedict Mathurin, and
yeah,
TJ
yeah.
TJ McConnell as
And
well.
TJ McConnell, he's a beast. I give respect. He's a beast. He shows up, man. He shows up, especially in the playoffs, man. That's a guy that can get you attacking the basket, get you shots in the mid range, man, bringing the ball up. Yeah, TJ McConnell is a beast, man. I remember him and the Yankees going at it in regular season. They was barking at each other. Yeah, I think TJ, Obi Toppin, and them guys, but I like the Cavaliers bench, man. I just think having like I think Taj Jerome, DeAndre Hunter is, you know, better. Like
Yeah,
just them two guys, alone, man. The talent. I think both benches are deep, but I just think the talent alone, like Taj Jerome, Hunter, I'm taking them versus they bench, man. And this is a series like who is going to be, because they probably gonna go, because they like to go 10 deep. So how deep is Kenny gonna go on his benches this series? Are we going to see Okoro play, or are we going to see more of Dean Wade? Because you notice we seen Dean Wade towards the end of the series more than
yeah,
Isaac Okoro. He's been pushed to the end of the rotation basically. So who are we going to see off the bench? We know we going now. Sam Merrill, is Sam Merrill going to come off the bench, or is he going to be in a starting lineup if DG doesn't play? Because Kenny went with Sam Merrill to replace DG. Is he coming off the bench, or is he starting?
yeah. That was my next question for you was who do you think gets more playing time? Will it be Okoro or Dean Wade? In my opinion, I think Merrill will play because I look at it. because of the defensive standpoint with their bigger backcourt than ours. We talked about some of those matchups earlier. I think Ty Jerome's going to play a lot more minutes this series just because from defensively you need him out there because he's 6'5", he's a bigger guard, so he can match up with the Haliburton size wise, and he's a pretty good defender. So I think you're going to have to see a lot more of Ty Jerome pretty much playing starter minutes. So I think Sam Merrill will get more run in this series. Maybe they got in the last series, or maybe play more in spurts just because you want to keep your guys fresh. I don't think, he's not going to push. I don't think Garland's going to play heavy minutes when he gets back because I don't know how healthy he's really going to be. But I think you'll see a lot of Merrill. But who do you think between Okoro and Wade plays more minutes? Because, Okoro is a good defender, but Dean Wade's a little taller. But Dean Wade's not as good as a defender, but he gives you offense. So, because he can shoot the three better. So I'm curious, who do you think would play more minutes this series? Who would you take, Okoro or Wade?
Well, I'm a Coral guy, man, but I know his offense is not always there. That's what one of the flaws, right, to his game that people might mention. I think just going by last series too, man. I think we'll see what Dean Wade could do. We'll see Dean Wade more, man. He is a bigger body. Not like you said, Okoro is probably the better defender, but I think D Wade played pretty good defense, man. He got pretty good upper body strength. I know the smaller guards, get the best of him probably, but he does pretty good on bigger guys. I think D Wade's a pretty good defender. Um, just for that. That's what he's basically here for. That's how he stayed on the Cavaliers for so long because of his defense. That's what we needed him for the Boston series. But Dean Wade showing that he can play defense and hit the three. Can Isaac Okoro make his shots when he's open? I saw a little bit of it, towards that last game, garbage time. But Okoro was hitting his shots. I think it was only two threes, but I see
Yeah.
my guy Okoro hit his shots, man. But it's Okoro offense. Can he stay in the game? So Dean Wade showed that he can score. He can hit the three. He's not being you 1-on-1 like that, but he can hit the three, play defense, and Dean Wade also could grab you some rebounds.
Yeah, and I love that point there, Dan, with Dean Wade getting rebounds. Here's how I look at it, because I agree with what you said, all of what you said, and I look at it from this standpoint too. If let's say game one, Pacers really cook us offensively and defensively, the three are basically our three guards and our starting lineup get cooked, and it's a matchup problem. I wouldn't be surprised if Kenny has to think about in this series starting DeAndre Hunter at the three, just to give
Mm-hmm.
you more size. And so if that's the case, I think Isaac Okoro would get maybe a little more play, just because I would look at it from this standpoint. If I have to put Hunter at my three, now I have Strus off the bench. I would take Darius Garland out first between the two guards. Keep Mitchell in there for scoring, and he can run the point. And then
Mm-hmm.
you got Strus, and then you got Okoro out there mainly for defensive purposes. And then maybe whoever you having, maybe Dean Wade rotates in, or you keep one of the bigs out there. And you still got Ty Jerome as well. So I would I probably would go Jerome, Mitchell. I don't know. I don't know. I
Uh,
mean, you could take both the guards out, really. I don't know, or you could
Jer-
stagger them if you wanted to.
Jerome
Depending,
Mitchell,
yeah, maybe Jerome, Mitchell,
Mobley,
yeah, and then so I think in that scenario, yeah, you're probably right. Dean Wade, yeah, I'd say Dean Wade gets more minutes.
because
Uh,
Dean Wade, because if you are going to like, I don't know,
I'm thinking about a Coro to put on Halliburton, right?
yeah, yeah,
But
well,
I'm
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of like, the more I think about it offensively, it's like you can't put a Coro out there at the four. Obviously, that's not a good matchup, and you're too small. With the bench I'm thinking of, so yeah, I would probably would say, uh, who's our backup point guard? Ty Jerome, Strus, or no, Ty Jerome, Mitchell, Strus, Dean Wade, and then probably, yeah, like you said, Mobley or Allen. Whoever you stagger those guys.
Yeah, I like the Mobley. Uh, I like the Mobley. Jerome Mitchell, and I like Wade. I mean, you could switch for Wade. Wade could switch also.
Yeah, I just think because I'm sitting there thinking in my head when I first asked this question, I'm thinking in my head maybe I was thinking Isaac Okoro, but the more I think about him, I don't know. like you said, you kind of talked me out of a core. I'll be honest with you.
Oh man.
Uh, you kind of
Sorry,
talked me
Okoro.
out of it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Because I was thinking, and I said on your show in the Miami series, I think Isaac could have got more run in this series, but I don't know. I mean, do you think there's a chance maybe he keeps Jerome and or not Jerome keeps Hunter with
Hunter.
Jerome out the bench, pulls Struce out and puts Isaac in there? Is there any chance that happens?
Mm, I
'Cause that's the only
mean,
way I see Isaac getting any run in the series. The more I think about it.
that's a good question, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this ain't the regular season no more when he'd do stuff like that and put Okoro in the starting lineup. Um, I don't know. That'd be like a curveball, but he do that game one. I don't know.
Let's say maybe game two. Let's say game one they get cooked, and maybe they win or they don't, but maybe
Because you want it, but wouldn't you? But so I ask you, like, okay, you said put Okoro in there. What? So you'll put Okoro in there over Dean Wade, for the starting lineup.
yeah, because I think you still got Mobley and Allen out there. I would put a
Uh-huh.
core out there to put basically on Halliburton.
Okay, that for finesse. Okay, so basically
Yeah.
you'll have Okoro. You'd rather Okoro start on Haliburton than Dean Wade.
Oh, absolutely. Because
Yeah,
Okoro is better perimeter. Yeah, by far.
point of attack. Okay,
Because
yeah,
I can have Okoro pick him up
yeah,
3/4 of the
full,
court.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
94 feet. Yeah,
Yeah, I can have him, shadow him. We could take time out the clock,
yeah,
up the shot clock, make them run late offense. That's what I would do. But that's the only way I see him getting any run. But it's it's weird because I look at our lineups, how we can run our lineups, and it's like you don't really see where Isaac fits in, like we broke down. But then I'm like, I think you can really use him in the series just against Halliburton because I think Halliburton's the guy. If the Cavs can neutralize Halliburton,
neutralize Haliburton. Yeah, that's their
I think
best
they have
player.
control of the series. But
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I just don't. But it's like that. It's a question they're gonna have to figure out. I'm curious to see what Kenny Atkinson does. Is he gonna, like you said, throw a curveball out there and just throw him out there to start a lineup if he has to, or I don't know. Or did they try to just score more points? And we'll just say our offense will be better defense, but that's a kind of a risk I think with the Cavs because the Cavs at times I think where they beat themselves is they live and die by the three too much,
yeah.
and they they'll outshoot themselves. Um,
We're the best three
out of
point shooting
games.
team in the playoffs. We're number one in we number one. But yeah, we number one
Yeah.
in 3 points. We're the best 3 point shooting team. I think I think we shoot 44% and the Pacers shoot around 39, I think, if I'm going off my head.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, I mean, you want like you say, man. I know you don't like them shooting too many threes. So yeah, you just gotta. And then I think we've been pretty good in the points in the paint. You just gotta go inside out, having a pretty balanced game. Um, this is a series for obviously for Donovan to do what he got to do. Show them, let them know what's up, man. Especially if
Well,
DG.
that was my last question for you.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
I got to appreciate you for good, great minds think alike. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
you know.
my last question for you, Donovan Mitchell, in my opinion, has had a tremendous playoff so far. Now people say, granted, it's the Miami Heat, but he's had
Yeah,
a great postseason so far. You said Donovan Mitchell is the best two guard in the league,
I'm standing
and
on it.
and you're standing on that. So let's say with Mitch or with Garland's health unknown, I think this is a great opportunity for Donovan Mitchell to really stamp that. Obviously, Anthony Edwards had a hell of a series against the Lakers,
The last
and
game though.
yeah, the last game was Rudy Gobert was
Yeah,
MVP of that one, but he still had a pretty good playoffs. I think he just beat the Lakers, but
yeah.
Donovan Mitchell has been better probably from an efficiency and scoring standpoint. And then I think he played against a lesser opponent, but I think this is a great opportunity for Mitchell to possibly solidify that. So, why is he the best two guard in the NBA, in your opinion? And then, what do you think of this opportunity in this series for him to solidify it?
I mean, he's been the best two guard. I've been on this campaign for the last 3 years. He's been the best two guard, man. It really wasn't no competition. I won't say competition, but it really wasn't no nobody else besides Devin Booker and Anthony Edwards that we always mention along with Donovan Mitchell. But I think most people would say, yeah, Donovan Mitchell is that guy. He's been to the playoffs since he got to the league. Been to the playoffs every year. He hasn't missed the playoffs. He came in. Nobody knew Donovan Mitchell was gonna do what he did like that. He took out a big three. That was a big three. He dismantled the OKC Thunder team with Melo, Russ, and PG, man. He destroyed that team. Of course, he had other guys on that team, right? You know, he had
Hmm.
Rubio and everybody. But I'm just saying, Donovan Mitchell, he was doing his thing from an individual performance. Um, but just being in the playoffs, being in the playoffs every year, never missing the playoffs. He's a great leader in my eyes, man. He's like we mentioned before, he's evolved. Like he's better. He's not that same guy that we used to say. Well, I never said it, but other guys used to call him a shot chucker. He shoots the ball too much. He shoot too many threes. I think he's starting to understand more, his game more, man, and evolving into the playmaker we want him to be. Not just shooting the ball 30 times, getting other guys involved, making your teammates better. Because at the end of the day, it's about making your teammates better as well, man. It's not just
Right.
about you. How do you make your teammates better? That's also part of being a great player. So yeah, him just doing that, man, and being a better defender. Not the best defender, but he does give effort on that end. So I just think he's yeah. I just think he's the best, man. I just think he's the best. And for this, to answer your second part, um, I think. Well, what do you think Donovan at? What do you rank him at? Do you think he's top 10, top 15 player?
Man, I'll be honest with you, I'd have to write down a list of my top 10 players to really think about it. I would say he's definitely
That's
top
fair.
15. I would definitely have him in the top 15. Um, I'll say this: if he continues what he did in the last series and this series against a better team with a banged up Darius Garland,
Yep.
he'll shoot up my board some more. If he beats the mighty Celtics, he's really shoot up my board and plays well, right? And I think he will have to be the X factor and play well for them to beat both of these teams because he's the lead dog. He's the head of the team. So I think Donovan, like I said on your show this time and many other times, I think he's definitely gotten better this year with his playmaking and getting his teammates involved. I think at times where he needs to be better is playing more off the ball and more finding open lanes to cut, getting
Yep. You want
easier
to be more
baskets. Yeah, I mean, just spotting
a
up or
ball
coming off
scorer.
curls and getting. Yeah, I mean, just more like making it easier on a sub. I think at times you said people will call him a shot chucker, but
Yeah.
I do think at times in the past, I think just sometimes when you're just a great scorer, maybe on times when you play with teams and his first team or the team his first season in Cleveland wasn't. It was good, but it wasn't great, and he had to really jack up a lot of shots because the bench wasn't that
Yeah,
good.
it's a team. Roster
Yeah, the guys
construction.
they didn't know how to really play with each other yet. You had older coaching staff, not a whole lot of offense. It was more of a defensive first team,
Yeah,
and it didn't really fit him. And I think that's why they made the changes they made, obviously, and build a team around him now. And you've seen
and it worked.
what it works. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I think he's really evolved his game. I think he's taken smarter shots. I just think at times when he would not have his three or not have the outside shot, he would continue to keep shooting it rather than trying to attack the basket, get to the free throw line. I think this year, as the season's gone on, beginning of the season he did a little bit, but as the season's gone on, he's done that a lot better. You really saw it in that Celtics game, that big win we had in Boston, and you've seen it in a lot of other games. Like, in my opinion, down the stretch of the season, you saw it, in game one and game two against Miami when the Cavs needed buckets in game two. At the end of that game, he attacked the basket and got to his spots in mid range. Then
Yep.
he hit a couple threes, got himself going, got to the line. And then I think too in game one, he just came out and just attacked from the jump. Just was hitting the basket, um, and really played more inside out. Got to the line a lot. Was hitting the mid range. Then he started lighting it up from three. Had a great game. That game one, in my opinion, is one. It might have been his most just complete game in terms of just his effect. He was dishing the ball around a lot, getting guys involved. I just thought I loved the way he played that game one. Defensively, I think he had a couple steals, was really complete in that game one against Miami. And so I've seen him really evolve this year. I think this series is a great opportunity for him against a bigger team in terms of size wise. And, your running mate, Garland's banged up. I think this is a great opportunity for him to come out here, especially game one. I want to see him set the tone again like he did in the last series and come out there and just really light it up, dominate, and just come out tomorrow night and just with your hair on fire. And
Yeah.
I think this is a great opportunity for him to come out here and really just dominate and just be an absolute killer, like AI was, just a straight killer, and just take over the game, set the tone for the team, get your guys involved later on in the game. I don't care if he's a little selfish beginning of the game tomorrow night. So, to be honest with you, I think he's got to come out and set the tone.
Set the tone. Set the tone with
He's the tone setter
DG.
for them. He's the best player and he's the tone setter for
Best
them.
player in the series.
Yeah, I
Gonna
think
be the
he
best player
is.
in the
Yeah,
series.
but definitely the best player of the series. And so I think this is a great opportunity for him to come out and really solidify that. So I mean, what do you expect from him in this series? How many points do you think he'll average if you had to guess?
Mm.
I mean, who
I,
are they going
I,
to throw on him though?
they might throw Nimhard. I can see Nimhard.
Yeah.
Depending on like Darius Garland, but I see Nimhard because Nimhard is one of they because he gonna be starting, but he's one of the better defenders, right? They got Nimhard,
Mhm.
Shepard, and Neesmith. Those like the guys for the perimeter. That they could throw on Donovan Mitchell, man. But yeah, I think Donovan going to take it up another gear. I think he could do it this series. Miami, he didn't really have to. Like he didn't have to. Like we had other guys like doing what they had to do. Like Miami was just getting dominated by most of our team. So this series, I think we could see a little more for Donovan. Average wise, a prediction for average wise as far as points goes.
Yeah.
Mm,
If I had to say where I think he needs to be, I
oh,
think
let me hear what you said. What you think he needs to be?
he needs to be 27, 28.
27, 28. Average is 27, 28. Yeah, we're rising from last playoff round. So yeah, about that. 'Cause I think this round it was last round was a 23. I think it was 23 or
Yeah.
24 points. So yeah,
Sounds
more
about
more
right.
more than that. So yeah, I could see 28 or better. Cause I think Donovan gonna kill. I think he gets up for a team like this. I think
Yeah.
he definitely gonna get
I-
up for Indiana.
That's why I said I think it's a great opportunity for him to really come out here and this is a great stage for him, in my opinion, to really come out and show this is why I'm a top 10 player in the league.
Yeah, yeah. Top
Yeah, I
top
agree.
10 player was in the MVP conversation. So I
Yeah,
mean,
I agree.
so I
So,
think Donovan like you said, set the tone because I think well obviously Cavs gonna win the series, but I think the if Pacers want to push this to 6 games, because I'm gonna say right now, I got the Cavs in 5, right? So
mm,
yeah, I'm saying it like that, man. I was a little more political last round, out of respect, but
yeah.
I think the Cavs, no, out of
I think
respect,
I think we all were. I mean, I was. I thought it'd be a lot better series than I watched first 2 games. Like, it's gonna be a nap.
I think Cavs in 5, but I think it will be it's not going to be a blowout. It's not going to be what you saw last round. It's not. That's not happening. Both Pacers are
Right.
are a good team. They can score just like we can score. they
Right.
they can put up points on the board. So I think Cavs in 5, but if the Pacers want to push it to 6, they're gonna have to win one of these first 2 games in our building. They're gonna have to beat us in our building the first 2 games. One of these games, if they want to push it to 6. If not, then I got Cavs in 5. Depending on
Yeah.
DZ health, that maybe that also plays a factor.
Yeah. I want to say 5, but I'm gonna say 6. I don't know
Hmm.
why. Just because I think because of the health, and I do think this Indiana team's kind of really underrated. I think they're a lot better than people may give them credit for.
They been
Yeah.
clutch, man. That
Yeah. I just
like
think too the history of this matchup too. I just think it's gonna be a 6 game series.
it could be. It
So
definitely could be. They tough.
yeah.
They've been the way they was able to come. I don't know how the Bucks let that game slip away from them, but the way the Pacers able to come back, they come back and win the game is crazy.
Yeah. Well, we at least we don't have to worry about Haliburton's dad. He's banned from all Pacers games
Yeah, I seen that.
for the foreseeable future. So, um, yeah. But I got to get to
Control
some of
your
these comments.
dad.
Humble is just going crazy on me in the chat right
I'm
now.
gonna
I'm
go
sorry, Humble.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna talk
pissed. I
about.
haven't been able to read his comment. I'm sorry, Humble. When I'm doing the show, I can't. I try to stay focused on the questions first and the topic because I'm trying to do 100 things at one time. So I try to get to the chat later on. So first one was pizza just got here. So his
Oh, you
pizza
got the
just got
pizza,
you got the
pizza,
pizza.
pizza day.
It's pizza day for him. He said, Joe, who do you think Bo Nickel between Riddler tonight? I'll be honest with you, I have not watched UFC in a long time. But out of those two, I'll take Bo Nickel. I've seen Bo Nickel fight. I'll take him. He said Ty is going to cook TJ McConnell. I agree with that. I
He,
think
yeah, talk on the Ty. Yo, Ty is my X factor. That's one of my X
really.
factors. Yes, I think Ty Jerome is one of my X factors. I know probably people will say Donovan or Mobley, but I'm gonna go with Ty Jerome, man. We didn't have Ty Jerome last year, man. We did not have Ty Jerome last year, and Ty Jerome is just what he did in this playoff series so far, man. I have no reason to think otherwise. Ty Jerome can't get up for the Indiana Pacers. I think he will rise to the occasion.
I mean, he's been really their MVP at times this season a lot.
Six
So,
man, 6 man of the year, like
yeah,
you
it should have
said,
been six
man.
minutes. Yeah, I agree. D Mitch drops 40 if necessary.
He
F
could.
Indy's bench. Corey Sanhagen sleeps Figgy tonight. It's 4:20 in Ohio. Uh, hey Joe, thoughts on Evan Mobley being better than Indy's whole bench?
Dang, humble. I mean,
Uh,
you're not wrong, I guess, but
yeah, he's not wrong. I mean, he is better than the bench, but that's why they're on the bench and he starts, I guess.
wait. Question, Joseph. Who you think better right now, Mobley or Siakam, in your opinion?
Um, I think Mobley's taken a leap this year offensively, so I think he's kind of not that. I mean, it's a different kind of points they score. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like Siakam can go more off the dribble. I think he's a
yeah.
better 3-point shooter. He's more proven. But I think Mobley took the leap this year to where he's still dominant. He can post up. He can hit the mid range on the pick and pop. His 3-point shots got better. He's taking guys off the dribble more. He can post up. He gets a lot of putbacks, alley
Mm-hmm.
oops. I mean, he can score many different ways, like a true big man. And then defensively, he's the defensive player of the year. So
DPOY, yeah.
I'm gonna say Mobley because I think he's a more complete player. But at Siakam's still very good.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's good.
and
He's proven.
he's an NBA champion. He can be an X factor in any series. I mean, he was really the X factor, in my opinion. That outside, I mean, they won that championship. He was a pretty big factor in that series. In my opinion,
Yeah,
I mean,
Draymond Green.
Kawhi did
Yeah,
his thing, but
yeah, yeah.
Siakam was a baller for them that whole playoff run.
He's the one with championship experience on that for this Pacers. He's one of their leaders. So
Yeah, I mean, I think Siakam's probably a better scorer, barely, but I mean, he averages what 19 a game. Mobley, let me look at his average so far. I don't know off the top of my head. For Mobley, though, I mean, he averages 16, but he also plays with two guards that are going to shoot the ball a lot. So
yeah, you got to share
probably
the
gets
ball.
less shots than Siakam.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty even a lot. But I think Mobley's definitely a better defender by far.
I think Mobley top eight forward, power forward.
Oh yeah,
Top
yeah.
top eight power forward.
He might be top 6. I mean, if I think about, I have to write down some of these lists. Like
Yeah,
top,
you gotta make your list.
yeah, I got to make my list. Top players overall and players by position. But I think he could be top 6. I mean, I think people just forget Mobley could just really, I mean, he can take over a game. He's that good.
We seen it before,
Well, yeah, I
man.
mean, we've seen where he's won games to the Cavs. I mean, I go back to the game 5 last year at home against Orlando. He won that game for them, in my opinion. They threw him out there on Paolo Banchero, and Banchero was cooking Strus all night. It was like watching somebody shoot over a chair. And they
Yeah,
put
that's
Mobley
bad.
on him the last 2 minutes. In the last 2 minutes, that's when Mobley had that game
Clutch
clock.
block.
And yeah, Banchero did not score a single basket on him. So he was scoring the ball on the other end, getting his dunks, doing his thing. He can take over a game. He's that good. Spicy P isn't a champ if KD doesn't get hurt in the finals. Possibly.
Well, it comes with the game, man. So I'm not gonna take none away from the Raptors. So it is what it
Yeah.
is.
That was one
Comes
of the
with the game.
craziest sequences I've ever seen. Like, he came out 11 straight, just pop, 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 and then
Oh
just
yeah, that was
Achilles just went
crazy.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that
crazy.
was crazy.
Warriors
Um,
didn't do that right.
I've seen nobody ever being a Hall of Famer on this indie team, let alone superstars.
This ND team.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, a Hall of Famer. I mean, hey, Tyrese Haliburton is still playing.
Haliburton's got a shot. I mean,
Yeah,
he keeps doing what
he's
he's
still
doing. He's got a shot.
definitely.
Uh, Joe instantly stops reading comments and listens to new viewer. Yo, Joe, I have a Cavs tattoo. He said, I got a Cavs tattoo. I love this team.
Yeah, I'm crazy.
I'm going
I'm
crazy.
funny.
Evan Mobley is going to be the reason we go to the finals. that could be true. I mean, Humble, you've said that all along. You think he's gonna be he has to be the X factor for them to go as far as they want to go.
Yeah, that could be true.
D. Mitch holding a 50 piece for Boston in the finals. I hope so.
That also could be true.
Cavs in 6. I agree with that. 15. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Oh, he's talking about. Oh, okay. I see.
Evan Mobley average?
No. He's talking about when you said, do you think Mitchell's top 10 to 15?
Oh, okay.
I said he's definitely top 15. I don't know about the 10 because I want to write down my 10. Yeah, I don't want to say something unless I write it down for and take a look about it. But because I don't want to leave other guys. There's so many great players. I don't want to skip over.
Yeah, there's a lot of great players in this league.
He said Joker, SGA, Tatum, Ant, Curry, Luka, Giannis. Fill the rest. That's 7. D. Mitch is in the top 10.
Ant, man, look, man, I got him over Ant, so it is what it is. So if Ant is in that conversation, then he might just be top 10.
I'll tell you, guys. Speaking of shooting guards, not to get out a guy real quick that should be in the discussion, but he won't because he's way too inconsistent. Is the guy we watched last night, Jalen Green.
Oh well,
from a talent standpoint, that guy should be in the conversation. He's that talented.
And the Cavs could have drafted him too.
Yeah, well, we got Mobley, but he's wildly inconsistent.
Yeah, he's inconsistent. I mean, you don't know when what type of what Jalen Green you're gonna get. That night, man. Is you gonna get the Jalen Green that's gonna come to show up, or you gonna get the Jalen Green that's barely scoring 10 points,
right?
Inconsistent in the field,
and when he's on, man, he looks like you're like, damn, this dude is unbelievable. He should be one of the best 2 guards in the league, but too inconsistent. And I probably would give Jaylen Brown the nod because Jaylen Brown's just more consistent than he is.
Oh yeah, Jaylen Brown is over Jalen Green. Yeah,
but I think Jalen Green should be. But man, every time just watching that series last night, I'm just like, man, this guy, if he was just a little more consistent, like you said, one night he shows up with 9 points, next minute shows up at 40 and goes off. But it's like, which one?
You gotta be consistent in order to be, one of the top stars.
He said, "I'll argue D. Mitch is better than LeBron right now."
Hey man, hey look, I would take Donovan over LeBron right now, but LeBron is still doing his thing at his age. I just give credit to LeBron for still, he
didn't look good in those 4 quarters.
No, but hey,
I think he had a combined 2 points in the last.
Yeah, he showed some good defense. Hey, the man 40, man, he showed some good defense. Yeah, he had some good defense in that series.
I guess. I think next year is going to be it for him in LA, though. I can guarantee you that. I think they're going to go all in next year. And they're going to rebuild. They're going to blow up that whole team. Expect Rui. So Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, their 2031 first round pick, all that's going to be gone, and they're going to rebuild that whole team. I think they'll be bigger next year. A name I've heard it will be on the Lakers next year is Daniel Gafford. I think he will be on the Lakers.
Luka need him.
Yeah, I think Luka and him, and he'll fit that well. So, but it's gonna be it. I think next year's gonna be
LeBron and Cleveland, humble.
I don't know if that's gonna happen. I mean, who knows? You never know.
Part 3.
If he stays in LA is prepared. They're getting ready to blow that whole team up and build around next year just a bigger team, and they're all going in next year. It's their last shot to win with this group. Plus, they got to try to keep Luka around. He's up for that contract extension, and they got to try to convince him. Well, LeBron said the other day, he's like, "Don't build it around me, and don't use me to try to keep Luka either. You got to try to keep Luka."
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But is he better than LeBron right now? You can make the argument for sure. I mean, LeBron, LeBron's still. When LeBron's on, he's still, to me, a top 5-10 player when he's on. When he's LeBron, it's because he still does everything that many people just can't do. Not many players can do what he does on the court, and just the way he controls the game, rebounding, assist, the scoring. You know what I mean? He just it's LeBron James. We don't need to say anything more. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, he's 40. He's still effective. In a way, he's 40 years old. He's still doing his thing.
Humble, so I'm the only person watching. Thumbs up.
Shout out to
Humble. He said, "Yo, Joe, thanks for not reading anything I said, despite me being the only person watching." The clapping emoji. Oh man, he was cooking in the chat.
Oh man, Humble crazy.
Humble was going crazy. We were just trying to talk some points. Humble.
Yeah, Humble. Yeah,
we're doing our job first. I mean, I can't react to the chat when we're trying to do our job. Oh, no, it's all good. He said, all love, bro. I'm just playing with you. He said, Joe, you know I care about your channel. I want to see all people in Ohio. No, I know you are. I know.
Yeah,
All
Hubble
love
definitely going
humble.
to.
Yeah, I know. I know you just played, bro. Rockets or Warriors? Who wins Game 7? That's a great question. I'm gonna take the Rockets. I think the Warriors are on the verge of blowing another 3-1 lead.
Uh,
I did not like what I saw from them last night. I mean, 2 points in that fourth quarter. For most of that fourth quarter, that's terrible. They could buy a basket if you handed them one.
I gotta stay with my pick, man. I'm not gonna change my pick. I had Warriors in 7, so I gotta stay with my pick. I had Warriors in 7. I'm a trust Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry. I seen Curry cook up when it was time to cook. Not last night. I don't know how they let that. They better not blow through on lead, man. That's all I'm saying. But I know Curry can show up when it's time and the clutch. This is an elimination game. It's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
closeout.
I will
I mean
say
elimination game.
watching Curry after the game, his body language, you could tell he's pissed. And I think, would I be surprised if tomorrow's a Curry virtuoso where
Curry
he
go to
goes off
50.
for, where he goes off for 50 like he did against Sacramento? What was it last year? Absolutely. But I didn't like what I saw from that team as a whole. And I thought the Rockets, they're just way more athletic than them on both ends. They were getting to the basket whenever they wanted to.
Yeah,
Fred
Sangoon
Van
was getting
Fleet,
his thing.
Sangoon was doing his thing, but Van Fleet was going off. And then Thompson and Jabari Smith were getting to the hole whenever they wanted. And Jabari Smith could shoot.
Fred Van Fleet.
So
Yeah.
I just think in Houston, and again, Jalen Green, if he can show up and just be the Jalen Green we know he can be, I think they'll win. Because even if Steph does go off, he's still going to need help from the other guys. And I know they got Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy Butler last night, how many points did he have last night? They were ice cold in that second half. Definitely that fourth quarter, they were really cold. Jimmy last night had 27 points. He actually had a big game. But in the fourth quarter, though, they couldn't buy a basket. So I don't know. But their bench last night, Moses Moody at 13, Bajenski kid, who's not a bad player, at 10. Let's see.
What the Buddy have?
Buddy Hield, he had 0 points last night.
Buddy gotta be better than that.
Yeah, 0 points last night. And for them, Jabari Smith, 8 points off the bench. Eason, 8 points off the bench. Steven Adams, 17 points off the bench.
Yeah, they brought Steven Adams, and I was surprised to see Steven Adams. Yeah, they definitely.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Steph could go off for 50, and I think that may be enough to win. But again, which Jalen Green's going to show up? That's gonna be I think that's gonna be the X factor in that game. If Jalen Green shows up and is the Jalen Green, like I said, we think he can be, I think they'll win. If not, then if Steph goes off, the Warriors probably got a chance to win that game. But I don't know.
Warriors in 7.
Warriors in 7. All right. I'll take the Rockets. Like I said, I just didn't like what I saw from Golden State at the end of that game. Defensively and offensively, I thought it was weird. They just completely that fourth quarter from them, that was one of the worst quarters I've ever seen them play, which was rare. It's rare to see Golden State not be able to get a basket for almost, what was it, like a 5-6 minute span, I think it was. I don't know, did you watch that game?
I watched a little bit of it, and I had stopped watching it. I went to look at somebody live, but when I heard they basically was down with 2 minutes left, and I was like,
Yeah,
dang.
they got that fourth quarter.
Because they was going at it. I seen Sangoon. Sangoon
Yeah.
was cooking.
Oh yeah, the first 2 quarters it was back and forth, great game.
Yeah.
That fourth quarter they just could not buy a basket, and
Jimmy
then
Butler got that and one bucket at the
and then the
half.
Rockets were just pushing the pace and just getting right to the basket, attacking them, and then the Warriors just couldn't. They could not buy a basket at all.
Yeah,
I think there was one possession where Jimmy Butler shot a 3 in the corner, got it back, shot another 3, and still missed it. Then they got the ball down low, and the guy like smoked the layup. All in one possession. It was that bad. I will say last night
at home.
Yeah, and I saw one of the worst sequences I've ever seen from a player last night. Not the bang on the guy, but Gary Payton, the second.
The joint, second.
He fouled the guy on the 3. The guy makes the 3, so 4-point play, makes the free throw. They come down the next possession. The Warriors offensively after Gary Payton fouls the 3-point shooter, gives up the 4-point play. They come back on offense. He gets the ball wide open in the corner, shoots a 3, and he shot it way over the rim in an air ball. It looked like the wind took it in an air ball. It was one of the worst sequences I've ever seen.
Would you rather shoot an air ball or hit off the side of the backboard?
Gosh, at least an air ball. If I got a big down low, he catches it and dunks it like a lob. I could say it was a lob. Off the side of the backboard, that's terrible. I mean, that's
I see Iman do that.
Yeah, off the side of the backboard. That's like a turnover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've never seen a guy foul a 4-point play, give up a 4-point play, and
Yeah,
then come back
coaches don't like that.
And then come back on offense the next play and shoot an air ball. And he's sitting there trying to explain it to Steph like this. He's like grabbing his ear like this, like scratching his face, and Steph just walked away. Like, I don't want to hear it. Get out of here. I mean, it looked like the wind took the ball when he shot it too. It was terrible. LeBron is not good too, and he said.
LeBron is good, man. Come on, bro. He's good, bro.
LeBron thought the West was going to be a cupcake. I do agree that from a basketball standpoint, the LeBron, the LA, the Hollywood experiment to me has not been as successful.
I don't think he thought it was going to be a cupcake, though. I mean, we all know the West has always been tough.
No, I don't think he thought it'd be a cupcake. I think he thought he would go out there and be able to stack the team and be able to compete for championships still, which they've tried to do. But first round exit, missed the playoffs almost every year. It's either they missed the playoffs or it's a first round exit. The only year, I mean, you count the bubble championship, but I mean, they have 4 months off and they went and played a neutral site in the middle of Disney. And then they made the Western Conference Finals that one year and got swept in the Western Conference Finals. So, and then fired their head coach after that. So I don't think the little Hollywood experiment from a basketball standpoint has been a success. What do you think about that?
A success. I mean, he got one championship. He had 2 Western Conference Finals appearances. He been in the play-in. That very first year they didn't make the playoffs, right? That's when he got hurt. That was the first year.
Yeah,
the first year when he left
us. First year, the year after the championship, they got blown out in the first round
by the Suns. The Suns.
Second year they didn't make the playoffs. Third year was Western Conference Finals. They got swept, and then this year first round exit. Or no, last year first round exit, and then this year first round exit.
I'll say this though. I
think he's 2-14 in his last 16 playoff games as well. It's either 2-12 or 2-14. Either way, for LeBron, that's pretty. Yeah.
I mean, I say LeBron. I say he did his job. He got them a championship. But from a Lakers standpoint, one championship is not enough. But I say for LeBron, he did get him a championship. So LeBron, I don't want to call it a failure because they did win a championship. But from a Lakers standpoint, I guess you could say it's been pretty bad. Not the best.
Yeah, that's when you go, you're a big name like that in your prime. And he was 33 when he went there. He came off one of arguably his best season from the Cavs in 17-18. I think it might have been his best season.
2018, Bron, man.
He was on. Yeah, I mean that guy. He was by far the best player in the world. Wasn't even close that season.
Yeah.
So you think when you acquire that guy and you put him on the Los Angeles Lakers, who's used to winning multiple championships, Shaq went there, won multiple, Kobe won multiple. You look at the guys that had been traded there or either signed there that were big time players, Kareem, Shaq, all won multiple championships. He has not done that. He won a championship that technically it's an NBA championship, but some people have asterisks on it, and I think that's fair because it was unique circumstances. It wasn't, you didn't go through the real grind that you really go through playing on the road and coming out of a 82 game season. You had 4 months off, blah blah blah. But technically, he did win, so they won. But you look at the other years. I mean, that's one season out of 6 seasons. The other 6 seasons, I think he's played 7 years there. So 1 out of 7 seasons. The other 7 have been kind of didn't live up to the expectations. I know they made the West Conference Finals 2 years ago, but they got swept in the West Conference Finals. I mean, they got absolutely just it wasn't. I mean, Denver ran them off the court. They couldn't win a game. So. I just think the standard with the Lakers, when you add a LeBron James, you're expected to compete for championships every year. And there's been a lot of years where it's just been chaotic, a mess, first round exit. That's unacceptable. I mean, I just think, from an individual standpoint, it's been good for him. He won a championship. He became the all-time leading
All
scorer.
time
Although
leading
he would have
scorer.
became
Yeah.
that somewhere else, but anywhere he was playing, and he got to play with his son. But to me, the all-time leading scorer and playing with his son, that could happen somewhere else where he was still competing for championships. So I don't know. I think it hasn't been a success in my opinion. I think, but when he went out there, I didn't think he went out there for basketball first reasons. I think it was more for off the court things, family. He went film Space Jam. He's made a ton of money and all his stuff. He's,
Yeah, business.
business wise, become a billionaire, set himself up to become a owner of a team when he retires in a couple of years. So, I, you know, from that standpoint, individually, it's worked for him. But I just think from a basketball standpoint, hit it. And the Lakers, when you put on that wine and gold and it says Lakers across your chest, there's a standard and an expectation that comes with that. And I just don't think he's lived up to that.
Yeah.
But that's just me. But I mean, a lot of Lakers fans, real Lakers fans, not the LeBron fans became Lakers fans, the real Lakers fans, a lot of them, though, man, they cannot stand that guy.
Yeah, man. I
They
mean,
never accepted him out there.
and that's why I wish he
The
never.
night he passed Michael Jordan his first year in the all-time scoring, he's sitting there on the bench crying because he's emotional, obviously, because he passed Jordan. They were booing him that night.
Bro, I always say this, bro. The Lakers fans, they don't they would never appreciate him like Cleveland does, man. It would never happen. It would never
Never.
happen.
Yeah, I agree. And he didn't get him. You remember the first game this year against the Timberwolves, night one, when Bronny got in, and they had that moment. You
Yeah.
could tell LeBron was excited, but he didn't really get emotional about that till it was a couple nights later when LeBron hit his first basket in Cleveland. And actually, when he checked into the game,
Oh, yeah. That
LeBron
was.
got emotional, and I think you could tell it means more from a basketball standpoint. It means more to LeBron here, and that's why remember last year he showed up to the playoff game. I'm sure he'll be showing up to the playoff game this year. I'm sure he'll be walking in
Yeah,
courtside,
yeah. He
and he'll be making another wave
getting
because
us in our feelings, man.
he'll be walking in, sitting
Playing
courtside.
with
I'm
our
sure.
feelings.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be walking in this round of the next one if we make it, which we expect. And
Maybe
I'm
the
sure
Boston series.
he'll be there. He'll be sitting next to Shador courtside probably, and
The
going.
the finals, definitely the finals.
Yeah, he'll be
Yeah,
there.
definitely.
Yeah, and he'll wave a towel and say, "Let him know."
Yeah,
Wouldn't surprise me
love to
because
see
that's his
that.
way of keeping pressure on the Lakers because he is using all his leverage on him right now, which that's what that was last year. But it's never been basketball first out there. But here, I mean, I don't know. It's his life, I guess. He can.
Yeah, it meant something for Bronny too when he, playing in Cleveland too. That meant something to him too.
I think it meant more. That's what I'm saying. It meant more to him that night than it did the first night when they
Yeah,
played.
yeah, yeah. Right,
You could tell
right.
it meant more to him, and he got more emotional sitting there. Yeah, I love to see Rockets versus Timberwolves. I'd watch that whole series start to finish. That would be a hell of a series. Jalen Green versus
I'll take
Anthony
Anthony
Edwards, obviously out
Edwards.
the bat.
I'll take the
I'm
Wolves.
taking Anthony Edwards against anybody right now. To be honest
Yeah,
with you, but
I
that'd
like.
be
Look, I like Anthony. I'm not. It's just when it comes to
no,
Donovan
I
Mitchell,
know. No, I
I
think that's
I like
fair.
Anthony
I
Edwards.
like Edwards. Edwards to me reminds me a lot of if Michael Jordan had a son that made the NBA, it'd be Anthony Edwards.
He got the look. Anthony Edwards got the character. He got the
He's got the
swag.
killer instinct, the
He's
trash talking, the way
built for it.
he plays like Jordan. He's got the calf
Built like an
sleeves on
NBA
his
player.
calf. He's got the. I mean, if Michael Jordan had a son and made the NBA, I would think he's Anthony Edwards. I really would. I
Yeah,
mean, they
trash
are.
talking.
Yeah, he is. I love watch. He is a dog. I think. I like Anthony Edwards a lot too because I think he's what he's what I wish a lot of guys were more of. What you used to see a lot more back in the day. When we grew up in the 2000s, you saw a lot of guys like Anthony Edwards, dogs, like just, and you have dogs nowadays, but it's
Not
not
a lot.
it's not the same. It's just that type of competitiveness you just don't see a lot of anymore. And I think it's not really. It's just kind of culture in general, really, just how people are nowadays. But I think he is just he's a joy to watch. I like watching him play basketball.
Yeah, he don't cheat the game. He's very competitive.
Yeah, to blow a 3-1 lead that would haunt Jimmy Butler. Yeah, I mean you get traded middle of the season, and then you go to a team. I think they favored to win the series, I believe. I know I picked them to win the series. I don't know if they were favored. Were they favored? I don't know if you. I think.
I think they
It
could
wouldn't
have been. Yeah,
surprise me if they
I
were
think they was because everybody know the Rockets is a young team,
inexperienced. Yeah,
right?
which they
So I
do
think he
show it.
was
I mean,
favorite.
they showed that inexperience last night at the moment. But yeah, I
I
mean, what do
think
you think of that? If he blows a 3-1 lead after after forcing
I
his
don't think
way
none.
through there,
I don't think
nothing.
I don't think I look at more so Curry.
Mm. So yeah, so that's a good point. So you think Steph Curry, who you look at it from that standpoint, he got added help in the middle of the season
Jimmy
and shook
Butler,
the
we seen
3-1
what
lead.
Jimmy Butler did though. Like Jimmy Butler, that's one of my favorite players, man. He
Mm,
took a Miami Heat team to the finals. How many times? I
twice.
mean, he's been doing like that's what he does. He impacts the team. I mean,
Right.
him coming there, he obviously made the team way better. They had a positive record when he got there. They went like 18-2 or something like that. So he definitely helped Draymond Green out a lot, and Curry. I
Mm.
don't see. I mean, of course, he's gonna go on his resume or whatever, blowing it through one lead. But I look at more so Curry because Curry already blew it through one lead to us.
Mm.
Just saying.
That's right. That was a great 3-1 lead too. I mean that.
Yeah. Thank you
We,
for that.
yeah, thank you. I mean, I celebrated so hard that whole summer. It was like a whole party. Um, Still do celebrate it. Uh, yeah, I know that's gonna be that would be something if they do blow that through. That's why I think you hit the nail right on the head. Curry's got to come out tomorrow and really uh go off like take control of the game type. I want to see legacy type Curry. Does he got one more in that like that? And I think he does,
Yeah, I
especially
think
against an
so too.
inexperienced team like you know. And he doesn't want to lose to Fred Van Fleet twice in a playoff series, does he?
Oh, that's good. You brought up a good point.
Then they'll
I
start
forgot
saying
about
Van
that.
Fleet's the Curry killer or something, or the Curry stopper. You know what I mean?
Forgot
Like,
about Fred.
yeah, Fred. He went off last night too. This long car drive is amazing. I can just listen to my dogs chop it up. Beautiful content, fellas. All jokes aside. Oh yeah, we love you, Humble. You're great. Probably our top supporter on both of our channels. I know.
Yeah, I probably agree with that. Humble definitely a
Humble's an
real.
OG. Yeah, I'm gonna make
Yeah,
Humble. I'll make you a moderator too if you wouldn't mind. Hold down the fort for me when I can't pay attention to the chat.
yeah. Humble always show
Uh,
love.
I see your one chat, Humble, about the email. I'll be keeping an eye out for that. Mike CTX says Pacers in 7. Salute to you, Mike, for tuning in. He must be a Pacers fan, I'm assuming.
Nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong. Hey, root for your team. I could go 7 games. If this series went 7 games, I said 6. If it went 7, would it surprise me? Not really, just because we all know the history of these two teams. I mean, it's always a battle. It's always a battle. Curry had no help all season. Jimmy's still learning the team. He said that's crazy tune. So I guess he disagrees with your. He said it's not Curry's fault. So he disagrees with you. He said he would
Really?
not. He thinks it's crazy that you said it would be on Curry.
I think it's crazy you said be on Jimmy. I think it's crazy you said be on Jimmy.
He
Yeah.
said Curry had no help all season.
Really? Hmm.
So Humble standing on business, 10 toes down. He
I'm
said it's not.
surprised, Humble.
Yeah. uh, let's see here. Shout out to Ra Lament 1000. Excuse me, I mispronounced that. He said Cavs in 4.
Hey
He,
man.
he he said get out the brooms.
Hey, look, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wish, I hope so.
I hope
You
so
know,
too. Yeah, that'd be nice.
that would definitely be great.
And then last one here, he said Steph Curry, only player in decades to retire with the same team. Gotta love that. Oh yeah, I think you definitely gotta respect that. I respect that. He stayed with his whole team, and I think that holds weight a little bit. Any thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, I mean it's always good to stay with the franchise that drafted you, man. But you know, I think the franchise had they done a job. As a franchise, your job is to, you know, build around your franchise star player and give him the help he need. I think the Warriors always done a pretty good job, you know, building around Kirby and giving him the help he need. Look at all the years. They always when they got clicking, they continue to still add guys around them. They didn't just say, okay, we let Clay go. They decided to go out there and get Jimmy Butler. They got Kevin Durant. You know, when they lost to us in the finals, they said we're gonna add another MVP. Like I think Curry always had, you know, pretty much a good supporting cast. I think the Warriors front office done a great job for Steph Curry. So yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, when you do, you know, when your French when your front office doing their job, man, you know, it make it kind of hard for a player to leave.
yeah. Any of your relationships? I mean, Jordan had the greatest relationship, obviously, with Kraus, but Kraus was
Yeah,
a hell of a GM. Kraus
do
was
your
a
job.
phenomenal. Yeah, he did a hell of a job, and ownership was all in, so that's why he stayed there his whole career. And I like it too because I like guys that take over the teams and build a culture in that city and build a culture in that organization. I mean, when you think of the Golden State Warriors forever, you'll think of Steph Curry. You know what I mean? That's his team. When you think of the Celtics, you think of Bird, Russell, right? When you think of the
Yep.
Bulls, you think of Jordan. When you think of the Lakers, you think of Magic, you think of Kobe, you think of Kareem, those guys, that really laid the foundation there. So
Jerry
um,
West.
yeah, Jerry West, great, yeah, that's probably the biggest one, one of the biggest ones back in that era, maybe the biggest back in his time. So Hakeem with the Rockets, D Wade with the Heat. I mean, I like it like that personally.
Yeah, every friend. Yeah. Yeah.
The real face of the franchise. You know what I mean? So. Shout out my man, Parent John. Good to see you, Parent John. He said at work now, but Cavs and 5. So Parent John agrees with you.
Cavs and 5. I like that. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man. Cavs and 5, man.
Yeah. Good to
A
see you as always, Parent John. Appreciate your support,
competitive
brother.
5.
Yeah. Jimmy just got there, tune. It's going to haunt him because his attitude towards the game, he's going to be so hurt.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I mean, Jimmy, I don't know. Jimmy lost the finals twice, man. That kind of stick to Jimmy too, man. But he always bounced back. And I don't know if it's gonna hunt Jimmy. I don't know about that.
Hmm. Yeah, I think if they do lose, I think it'll go on both of them. Gotta be honest. I think it'll go on both of them.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it was really, but they're both great players. Obviously, Steph's more of in the hierarchy, I think, but people talk about Steph in the all-time greatness category. Jimmy Butler, as great as he is, nobody considers him in that category. So, but I think it was still both because Jimmy's not because he hasn't won a championship, right? And then Steph would be, well, you blew 2-3-1 leads,
Mm-hmm.
but he still has 4 championships, and he won one without Durant or two
Yeah.
without Durant. So I don't know. Yeah, I think both of them would take weight, but I think people would be harder on Jimmy
Mm.
because I think because of how he did it in the middle of the season. You know what I mean? Steph, I think people would just say, well, he blew with another 3-1 lead. Not that it doesn't matter, but I think he's still a 4-time champion, greatest shooter of all time, generational player. You know what I mean? It's Steph Curry. So I think Jimmy, I don't know. I mean, I think both get equal amount of, but I think I don't know. Hummel could make a good point though because it's how he did it. You know what I mean? It's his attitude, how he forced his way out of Miami in the middle of that
Well, Jimmy
season.
wanted to win. Jimmy
Yeah,
wanted to win. I mean, I
right.
don't like how he did it because if that was LeBron James or
I just
anybody,
think the media will go at him more. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Just
because of what he
because of
did,
that. Yeah, because of
right?
that. I just think the media would probably go after him more. But I don't know.
Like that should have been done. But he been trying to get up, but that should have been done like before the season started. If
Yeah.
that was the case.
Well, Tune, I appreciate you being gracious. I did not mean to hold you up this long at all. I was I really texted them. I was like I was going to keep him probably 20, 30 minutes. But it's all good. I appreciate being gracious and staying up here. And
Oh yeah, man.
I know we had that many.
Cast talk.
Yeah, we had a lot of comments, so I didn't want to not get to those people. But we appreciate our supporters.
Did you oh yeah, about the one more thing, man. I know I didn't get a chance to reply back to you, but the you said the Walker Kessler thing.
Oh yeah, well there's been a lot of rumors already about him because I think the Lakers are going to be interested in him, looking for a big man. And I think the Cavs, obviously, we're focused on the playoffs right now, folks. I know you guys don't want to hear about the offseason or anything. But when I look at this Cavs team, I think what they will have to add this offseason to be better next year than they are, even better than they were this year. I think you and I talked about getting a big man. And I
Yeah,
read something
I
last
wanted
night. I
that.
heard something last night that Walker Kessler, you can probably get him for $3 million.
That
I
would
don't know
be a
via
steal.
via trade. Maybe I know the Lakers are going to acquire on that. I don't know if Danny Ainge is going to help the Lakers out at all because it's Danny Ainge, so he's not going to help. He's a former Celtic. I don't think he's looking forward to helping the Lakers at
Yeah,
all.
they usually do
Uh,
business with us though. They do business with
yeah, they
us.
like us. So if you can get a Walker Kessler for $3 million,
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
Jeremy Grant could be another addition. He's not what he used to be, but he's still a versatile. He can put him at the 4 or the 5. I
give me
think in
Walker
this.
Kessler
Yeah, I like Walker Kessler. I think for $3 million, we can get him that price. I'm
as a
fine with it.
backup big man. Yes, give me Walker Kessler.
Yeah, Walker Kessler for me. I know some other names the Lakers are going to be looking at because the Lakers are going to be really the ones I think that hold up the market because they're going to be so aggressive trying to build a team around these two guys because they probably have one more year left with them.
Yeah.
Cam Johnson's a name I've heard for them, which
Oh,
we talked about.
they can have Cam Johnson. We got
Yeah,
Hunter.
we got Cam Johnson. I think they'll try. They're going to try Nick Claxton. I think he's too expensive for him.
Yeah, he might be too
I
expensive.
don't think they'll get Speedy Claxton. I'm trying to think who else I heard they're going to get. Who's the guy in New Orleans I heard? Herb Jones.
Oh, Herb Jones. Oh, straight jacket. Yeah,
I think they're going to
defense.
straight jacket.
That's what they call him.
That's what they call him, straight jacket.
Yeah, because he puts you in a straight jacket. He lock you down.
That's a hell of a nickname. I think they're going to try to go after him. I heard, and I'm trying to think. There's some other players I heard about.
That's a good pickup. Herb Jones is. I wanted him on the Cavs.
Herb Jones, Cam. There's some other names. I'll text them to you. I got the report.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah.
Somebody got some insight on that. So from people in the Lakers organization, but Daniel Gafford, who I mentioned earlier, I think he will be a Laker. I think they've already. Somebody who I trust has said they've already been in talks about that. So I think he will be. He said straight jacket is crazy.
That's what they call him, man.
Hell of a name. I got a star of that straight jacket. But I think Daniel Gafford will be a name. Jeremy Grant's a name's been brought up with the Lakers. I think the Cavs can be interesting. And then Walker Kessler for $3 million.
That's a steal. That's really a steal.
I mean, I mentioned him last offseason. I think he's pretty good. I mean, 3-man rotation with Kessler, Mobley, and Allen.
That rim protection, boy.
Man, and we can work about. We'll get to that when we get there. We got to focus on winning this championship.
Yeah, we were on the championship, man.
But we'll keep an eye on. I'm keeping an eye on it because that's gonna be pretty. There's gonna be some interesting names this offseason that are gonna be on the market. So I'm looking forward to that. But tune in. We appreciate you taking time to come on here today. Where can they find you at?
Oh yeah, man. You already know, man. You can find me at TuneNSports. The way it's spelled on the screen, of course, man. You can find me on YouTube, TuneNSports, Instagram, TuneNSports, and Twitter, TuneNSports. But I'm more active on Instagram. And yeah, man, that's where you can find me at.
Well, I appreciate you taking time to come up here today, my brother, and go Cavs, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yep, I appreciate you, man. Go Cavs.
All right. Well, guys, if you're new here, please like, subscribe, and share if you like this kind of content, and I'd really appreciate that. Just hit the subscribe button. It's free, and just a simple tap of the button. Hit the like button today as well. Helps this video today grow more in the algorithm, so I really appreciate that. And yeah, stay tuned and go to check out TuneNSports. Subscribe to him. Great guy. Great content over there. And you see my man Humble be over there as well. Shout out to Humble. We love Humble. He's our #1 fan. So shout out to Humble. Shout out to Param John. Shout out to everybody in the chat today. And yeah, go Cavs. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out of here.